Good day, fellow Southern Cameroonians. Good day to our comrades, brothers, sisters, mothers, grandfathers, fighters, and everybody in Ground Zero. Today is the 17th of February 2022. This is Ray speaking. I come here today enough because I no get the opportunity for write or make anything for Facebook. I come here today because I don't read on issues them way that they go on for this our liberation struggle, especially with the creation of another government, or better still, the now existence of a third government. Because if I say creations, I know say people then when are political fanatics and they don't put themselves within the armpits of some of those leaders or can say no, now one government will ever be blah 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 blah. But that is exactly what I came here today to speak about. You see, when this idea of a government it will pop up sometime in 2017, I'll be one of the people that will be against it. And I never ever changed my stand since then. I know we be against it because I be just woke up for bed for think and say might be against some idea with some people then talk. I be against it because based on my field of study, which is political science, which I don't study, I'm up to the postgraduate level, which I don't do research when a part of my thesis where I write them with specificity on the Rwandan genocide, where my literature review it touched on more than 20 different liberation struggles across Africa and the world. It will give me an in-depth knowledge for understanding, say, for create a government in a liberation struggle is problematic. And for create a government in exile in a liberation struggle without a host country is not only problematic but catastrophic. The reason why people they over enter into trouble for this our struggle, whether they do poor political experimentation in the middle of a bloody war, now because everybody the one assigned, the one do it way, he no get an expertise or he no get a broad knowledge about them, because there is a different for you for talk about CPDM and SDF politics, and there is a different of knowing the science of politics. Those are two different things. Every profession for this world it get a standard, and you feel get a general knowledge about that profession. You feel understand and so if you take hammer, you hit a hard or turn nail, it will penetrate. But a carpenter no will just take the hammer and nail up. He will know where he want nail that hammer, that nail, why that nail get for be for that particular spot, and how he get for nail that hammer, that nail. Just like a builder, he will tell you, say, if we want carry out a 3-story, you want build a 3-story building, you will normally need rod 25, rod this, the foundation therefore go 6 meters deep or 110 meters or what, depending on the principles of the weight where the house get for carry out and the shape of the house and all the thing. But you will even understand and say that principle for that foundation, it no hold true even for all foundation, for all story building. Because the texture for a soil, it will depend whether they will still maintain that standard procedure or they go add more. For instance, if they want to go build now for a swampy area, they don't go take the same methodology where they be using, or the same standard procedure where they be using for a strong area, for the same method for do and for swampy area. Because swampy area by nature, it get for define that structure because that the platform where they put up what they call a foundation. That is exactly how the science of politics works. Because if you talk about how they put foundation, don't mean say you know the in-depth understanding about that. And I think say that for the way problem is there for this struggle way when somebody just answer the name doctor, when I say hey this doctor this so now go lead with this doctor this so now go the question I say he be doctor for waiting. Person when a pharmacist, he get an expertise knowledge with things and when it concern medicine. He get very limited knowledge for things when it concern military. If you just give an open background knowledge with respect to military, but when it comes to military, you need somebody where he get an experience for that particular field. Where if he explain you based on past experience for research we don't do on that particular field, because in a field. So no na you for just tell boys and say, hey, take gun when I go for market to know I go stop market. Me say you don't become a military expert. I think say that is where the entire issue is coming in. Where I think say we as a people we don't fail because the few people then they become full now can't explain say this idea of a government is catastrophic and it will lead to nowhere. Una they send bullies them attack them, coach them, abuse them as a like public agent and so on. Now, ma explain una which way a government be all about. And why I actually explain for the first this is a government without a host country. What's the host country? When they talk say you dey in exile, it means you dey live now for another man in own country, not in their country. So under normal common sense, under normal international law, when you put a country, when you get a government for another man in country without that person a authorization or a backing, you the indirectly act ultra-virus to the laws for that land. Let me say your position it not only be illegal, but with everything we do and be illegal. And the reason why liberation struggle, why people that ever talk say when you there in exile, you define host country because that host country now he go give you place for be. Now he go offer you a structure for be. Just as you talk say before this, we hear about how Hamas he get a government, he get a headquarter for Qatar. Because now the Qatari government, he don't establish them that place for be. When you feel one go for some place, you know say na Qatar office this, you visit the Qatar office. That Qatar, his own government, where he don't give that place. All international mechanisms where Hezbollah or where Hamas he want pass through, he want use them that channel them. Then he definitely pass now through that host government. When we say it easy for that host government for even cut this with the other people them on your behalf. Because they get those diplomatic corridors and way it easier. It's easy for you for even create bank accounts where you know go they hide because those people they don't already give you that corridor. It's easy for you for even establish an office where you know say there are secretarial offices near this one that they meet up on a physical body where if you miss it, they want move person for that office, they know they do them now under the Zoom way. Any man is Zoom now na office, any man is Zoom na desk, any man is home na office, a parlor na the institution. When I don't we don't give that difficulty. We will now move man for part to the man to say remain president. We not do nothing. Because that man is home na office, a laptop na a chair and a framework we put on for your front. A Zoom na a desk and a pen. So each need for just light up na his Zoom, get internet, light up his Zoom. He make any kind of speech where if he make that don't automatically mean say it dinner for your office where it don't be very difficult. So we will tell you now, say it is a very, very bad idea. Because many ambassadors don't even know say the government wanna create them for 2017. It's not even the first government. We don't get almost 4 governments for this struggle before the rise of this current crisis, and all of them failed. Why it failed? That was where when I be supposed to start. Say why this thing be failed? Because government in general na a reservoir of politics. Place where government dey, na place where high level politics go be. And you must definitely get an opposition, because the end product and the bone of contention is who is supposed to be in control and when at power. Now the reason now with political science is they explain and say what to be politics. They say politics is who gets what, when and how. Who, if it be na me, get what, I want get power. When, na me I fit decide whether na now or na this in how. By any means necessary. By any means necessary. Now the reason I say people they go into very huge team of sabotage for bring others them down, because the things in at their time or at their distance for be for that position of power when a part of the politics. So you can't blame them. You people, when I don't give the people them the platform when on the government wanna create them for those things that will happen, and it is very natural. Now tell me, how can you be coordinating something where they call them a government, which is a political reservoir of power, where you get for fight or you love power, you fight for get the power, you get the power, you start strong for maintenance. At the same time, you want to liberate a country when a whole process and a trouble in itself. How you think say you feel ever focus? At one point, you must likely focus now for one. And where the one way most of our people don't focus now how they want to keep this power within themselves, because some of the people they had no job even before now. Some of these guys were not known before now. Some of these guys, the only time we don't see them for their lives, say they be with people here and now. So you don't even expect me to leave those things in. And I know they talk now because say I be interested in una politics. I they talk now because say I know how the international system and the international community they laugh at us, because you can have multiple movement in a liberation struggle, but you cannot have multiple government in one country. In fact, you are not supposed to have more than one government. Anything more than one government is chaotic. Now when they call them for that term say is an anarchy, because we don't get various factions. So it is laughable. Now who they will if you take una serious way today they'll call and say as for now they'll say Sisiko Ayok Tabe faction of interim government, Sako Ikomo faction of interim government, and the new one now I think I read on say Dr. Emmanuel Tita faction of the interim government. You guys are making a mockery out of the blood of our people. And the fun na say the more people try to bring out these things for una, for understand them, say the entire this process has been a sham and a poor political experiment. That is the more some of una they hold on to, because it don't fall na still for this level for things the way some people that get for their mind, like you meet us on my and say, why are you following this individual? Or why are you following this stuff? Say you follow this stuff now because this man be don't call for national fasting and prayer for Amazonia, where he may say he is God sent. That is to tell you how wayward our people are, how they can't reason, and how these people they don't let me say they don't take advantage for this ignorant level where people them for put them on their knees. Why? Because of greed, power where you don't even get an office, visual power. Now, why we talk from the instance, say you cannot do a proper construction where you start now from the top, or even if you don't ever start correct foundation now from the top, you correct foundation now from the foundation. So if you get the foundation wrong, you don't automatically get everything wrong, no matter how beautiful the roof is, because when a mentality now say when I want to fix something, you can't fix a house. You don't even fix an attach a story building where the foundation will be meant for carry not just a bungalow. When I don't go add 3 bungalow on top, then when I want correct that structure by fixing or designing the roof, it cannot go because the foundation will not hold. Now why Englishman talk say you cannot build on sand and you expect it to stand. I don't know how people need to explain these things for una. I see people that they still run behind this idea of a government. They still create one upon the other. They make a mockery for people the way they get genuine heart for this revolution. Because it's not now about you people any longer. It's now about the general people, because now we are the coordinate with our government them. And for tell we now how myopic and how wayward our people they don't be. How somebody Sako be tell una say when una give it $2 million, it will take una to Boya. If you not take una to Boya, una ask for a vote of non-confidence. He said go resign. He didn't take you people to Boya. Many disappear for a watch where you don't act and say the people they embezzle the money, with the exception for you don't always move yourself. He no heal to a promise where he make him, yet una still continue for supporting. Just the fact say he no heal, he no that means say he no respect his own promise. That was a gigantic step. That was a gigantic breach of the Anglo-Saxon tradition. That means the thing when una the claim so una the fight for. Because accountability it not only be reserved for money, accountability even there for words. That means you hold yourself accountable by the things you have said. You hold yourself accountable by your actions. You hold yourself accountable. That means for all ramifications, whether for finance and the rest, they failed. They sent Chris and them. They defended him, supported him. Then that same Chris and don't come after, can't tell when I say Sako is a thief. And some of you now they follow the Chris, they praise Chris, say Chris don't expose Sako. The question I want to ask and say, how come Chris discovered and now say Sako na thief? How come Chris tell and now say Sako na La Republic? The same Sako where Chris defend. How come Sako in own faction with the likes of Barrister Fruit and the talk say Chris work for La Republic? How when they be no say Chris work for La Republic? Since when they be no say Chris work for La Republic, why they still allow the Chris for work with them? Just as how Chris be continue for the work with Sako, even when he claims say he know since long say Sako they take paycheck for La Republic. It does not add up. These are clear signs of manipulation where people they manipulate to now. Because not only for this Amazonian struggle, where you see learned people they fall prey for people that means say for high profile lies tellers. Where a person like Barrister Fu Johnson who can't tell una say Siseko Ayok Tabe is compromised. Una ask and say, wait to be proved. It's a proof the inside Bele. You don't ever see now for which place where any learned person, any legal mind go for some place, it tells some man say he proved the inside Berlin. Then it turn around after and say, una don't ever see play with a high profile prisoner. They had a negative and they use Sisiko, they use laptop, they use phone, they use internet. If the government not the pass through that internet and the government give. Una say no, not true. Then the following day, una they share articles right up from the same Tassan Wilfred where they attend Zoom meeting. With una whether very Zoom meeting they use na internet and they use na laptop or phone for do am. Una they attend meeting and una they post them. Which by implication it means the Tasang too, if Siseko they work for La Republic and that particular premise where the so-called Full John so they use them for say Siseko that they work with La Republic. If the premise is being a laptop, internet connection and using freely, it automatically means that Tassan when I post it onto where it use everything, he's working for La Republic. So if Tassan work for La Republic, how that one automatically becomes true? The tell when I say the rest of it for Bele, they don't give Siseko Federation. See, today when I never see the federation. Now I'm not here to defend anybody. I want to when I say all the entire process has been a sham. Because the same Restoration Council, when he will not be used for that time for move the Siseko. Now the same Restoration Council, it don't come now for go move the Sako when I is 20 in, and at the same Restoration Council when I toss in a clown, it be illegal. So it falls back to what we told you people about politics. So where there is a government, there is high level politics because everything when I should not think of. Now either how una go devise mechanism to maintain Sako, or how una go devise mechanism for maintain una new government we don't create them for the people they way, or una new cabinet man put and so for the new people they don't create their own. That is what you people sleep and think. Now the reason now you see all the AFCON, anything they can pass it smoothly. Ngongo, they come today for Belgium. Nobody no care about, nobody no even get knowledge about Eto the Komogo whole meeting for Fekafu for Limbe, where they know why they are doing that. Nobody know because you people are now focused. They even another people in the way do not different when government the BJ. They are distracted. Then we get a whole lot of weak-minded people. Where people then way because naturally people then deal with them be weak-minded. Where when they see all this division, they fall back. That is the catastrophe you people have caused in this liberation struggle. And it is a shame, even in the internet. Whether when I look any learned man, where it is follow because now what it don't happen when I get people the way they play the very role way Evin Golengo they play for Paul Biya. Where the people they make 5 posts one day. Stand with Sako. Sako is the only one who can take us to Bola. Chris is the Lord. Chris is God sent. Chris came to expose this one. That is all when I do. And the very role way Antanganji they play. That the very role way when they play. The very role way Evin Golengola he play for La Republic. That the very role way some of these so-called intellectuals and way sometimes I look at them and I laugh because it shows that we don't really most people get the mind for come for La Republic, but that mentality for La Republic is there to now. That is the only reason why when I give motion of support. Some of you now when I stay for Europe, America, we don't see now how many people so how many groups I give motion of support for some man say I stand with this man. People will support man during electoral campaign with based on the man vision. When I stand with anything, even when man dey down, when I stand with you. Even when man do wrong, I stand with you. Even that is the spirit of mediocrity when I don't inherit them for La Republic. With competence, it don't come an issue of almost, let me say, an issue where it not be respected anymore. Where we not glorify mediocrity. Where man thief, instead for we have call the thing to order, make the man leave the office. When I doesn't know what about so fun or what about the another man will be team now one. Let me say, when they do on comparative analysis, not be now how the man created do the job, but now the level of or the capacity in which the man stood. That is what you guys have become of. I know say some of this when a while some theory they way they call and say backfire effect. That backfire effect now is psychological theory where they explain and say some people don't hold on to some belief very strong to the extent where the more you provide them with facts where it go contrary to that beliefs and where they disprove that belief. Now the more they instead hold on to that belief, not be because they don't know say it wrong. But now because they just want to show a little bit of strength, let's say they want to hold on to because you try to prove to them say it wrong. That is what you guys are playing. Because now when I don't hang out like three bad them for different government, and the man hold the the man a government, the man hold the man a government. And then so I can say if the government they need why people they will not believe to the government, why they need to carry the thing forward. That is the issue. The issue is that we don't spill a milk for this one catastrophic behavior, this one sabotaging mechanism, this vicious cycle we don't put them. Where you don't even push people the way they get that. We don't even push people the way they get that mind and that brain. You people have insulted Weber, followed Weber, abused him, relegated him to the background. You have insulted Makongo, abused him, relegated him to the background. Now who they will never abuse him. Now who they will never attack him. Anybody will not buy into an ideology, he automatically becomes an enemy and a proxy of La Republic. When fighter no endorse on a problem, once as fighter talk say we never give what we want time, he want go for another man, we automatically defining in La Republic. And when he die, we they celebrate. I yeke then an example, other one the way they die, I would an example. Immediately then die, you guys are celebrating. If you be defined for IG, enough for that. If you not be go join that demo, enough for that. That is how you people have turned a genuine liberation struggle into a cold and tribalistic agenda where people no longer be focused, people never lose. So again, a half recommendation, not even one. That's why I don't tell una scenes. Tell your leaders, if you are genuine, tell those people you are following. If you care, don't listen. there is going to still be another faction of this your ID some ahead. I had told you people from the beginning, this is where it's going to lead, and it's already happening. Una dinner for the death is going to still happen. That those are patch. Let me say, una this embalm una self them by una self. The unfortunate thing we didn't say, if we get a ring, if you go put on a 5 way, if it affect the general this thing for be fine. I say the entire struggle is a laughing stock in the international system. People they laugh at you. People they laugh at we, all of us, for una actions. The mess no start naturally. The mess start scenes from una Zaria. That is where the mess start. But at the same time, you people can go behind and fix it from where it started. If you want things to go right, whether you care, you claim from now to December saying that your own government be legitimate. No man no give you the legitimacy for make another man own for being illegitimate. If you get any man, I challenge any of una down a leader them for a television address 1:1. Make them tell me who gives them that legitimacy for call the another man he owns to be illegitimate, because all of you are acting on an issue of illegitimacy. All una na small group of people where they don't find their own friends them and loyalists them. That small friends and loyalists them, they claim say they don't give una an election and a power for put to another man say president. That is how you people operated. Now the reason that way once Asako come is the first thing he struggle, which now the consolidation of power mode. Now for kick out those people then we you understand and say they are still loyalists to Sako. That is how the issue of politics works. Why he do? He use the issue of Naira investigation. Say, oh, people them mangang them, this thing, don't refuse for adhere to the investigation. The next thing they do now, they start bringing motif for TV, television. Say they never ever see receipt for TV. To say na Ambazonia their TV. When they forget for no say for December 26th, after John Bakuru make that video for December 25th, for December 26th. 2017, Chris Anu and Sako came the following day on different occasions. Claims that television and Ambazonian property, them don't see receipt. Those videos are still in YouTube. But they come for May for 2018. Can't tell when I say that television, now people don't think about business faster. Why did they go create their own ABC? That is a very mechanism Chris user. Once as he no say, he no get the powers. Where he go fit deliver an agenda and a message, he don't go create his own ABS. That is how you people will be creating those small factions. How it come now? Because people want serve their interests. People, their interests and their personal interests they be above the collective interest of Ambazonia. They know they see all this fighting, so no be because of the interest of Ambazonia. May no man fool you. It is because of the interest of those specific individuals where they get very huge egos, where they want to satisfy those egos. Some of those people have never succeeded in anything concerning institution. If man don't get church, will be able to put that church onto a standard. If man don't get NGO, will be able to put that NGO for a standard. Those are structures of governance. They fail there. They can never succeed. Now, the reason that we see away, that it easy to push blame. No be na me, I chop the money. Na the man scam the money. That's a leader. When now you're supposed to take responsibility, you're supposed to oversee the activities. You know, they accept say this failure is because of you. You find another man for wager. Then you get a bunch of followers where they hail. That is exactly what those CPDM people are doing. So I want to tell Una, until Una will come to Una senses, will say all these things you call government should be dissolved. Una form an Ambazonia Revolutionary or Restoration Council where it involve the various factions. Una put people for the table, put a platform, put a rotational chairmanship or leadership with the respective leaders or civil society. We may say all man the ego, then for the center. The man will say after 2 years or after 1 year, the chairmanship they come out, it go for the man, the chairmanship it come out for come for the man. We wanna get a defined structure, a national strategy and a blueprint for pursuing this war. you people will continue to be moving in a cycle thinking you are making progress. That is what I came to tell you people today. If una care, una go find out so they can't blather that in their blood. You people will see the reality. It's unveiling. Now, why I don't talk, say whether you care, you go up, come down, you can never replace theory with practicality. Practicality is the mother. Now, practice. Which way you see about practice? Most of man who can tell you say there is the Mr. Fingers. No, this is an issue of practicality. Things you can see. Your experiment has failed. 5 years is enough time. When I don't make the experiment for 5 years, that was a hypothesis that has failed. For a normal thesis writing, when you don't carry out a hypothesis, you carry out research, you make recommendation. First 3 years for any student with the advanced level, not here that forget bachelor's. The next bachelor's degree, the next 2 years na master. We me say as for now, when I suppose we attain master's degree for study for this revolution. I'm not supposed to study this revolution and come out with a master. If you don't get advanced level by 2016. So if we never be still be able to understand and say this is a failed political process, it means you have failed yourself. Thank you very much.